Picture this: an all-black town thriving in the heart of Mississippi, a beacon of hope and autonomy. But beneath the surface, another battle raged. As Mound Bayou's leaders built schools, hospitals, and businesses, the state watched with wary eyes. Secretly, government agencies began to monitor the town's every move, convinced that black self-governance was a threat to the status quo. Surveillance intensified, mail was intercepted, phone calls tapped, and informants placed within community meetings. Some officials posed as allies while covertly reporting back to state authorities, feeding misinformation and sowing distrust. When leaders advocated for voting rights or economic independence, they were met with sudden audits, arrests, or targeted investigations. The aim was clear: undermine unity and disrupt progress from within. Yet despite relentless covert pressure, Mound Bayou's citizens persisted. They adapted, relying on tight-knit networks and coded communication, their resilience shining through even as the shadow of surveillance loomed. This is the untold story of resistance against invisible enemies.
I reckon I've known Mound Bayou all my life. It's more than just a place, y'all. It's a part of me. The kind of part that stays with you, no matter how far you go. Mound Bayou. A name that once rang with promise and pride. Founded in 1887 by former slaves, it was more than just a town. It was a testament to what we could achieve. This is where our story begins, with a little girl named Sarah, that's me, born into a legacy I was only beginning to understand.
You see all this, Sarah? This town is our legacy. Your great-great-grandfather helped build it from nothing but swampland and dreams. It's a living testament to our people's strength and determination.
But why here, Grandma? Why not somewhere else?
Because here we could be free. Here we could show the world what we're capable of. Mound Bayou was our chance to build something truly ours, without interference or oppression. Remember, child, no matter where life takes you, carry the spirit of Mound Bayou in your heart.
Little did I know then how those words would echo through my life, becoming both a blessing and a burden. Mound Bayou wasn't just a town, it was a promise that black hands could build, black minds could lead, and black communities could thrive. Mr. Johnson, tell me again about how we got our own bank.
Well, little Sarah, back in 1904, your grandfather and other town leaders decided we needed our own bank. They said, if white folks won't lend to us, we'll lend to ourselves. It was a bold move, but it showed the world what we could do when we worked together.
And young Sarah, young me, I soaked it all in. Every story, every proud moment of history. It was in my blood, this love for Mound Bayou. But the world beyond our borders was changing, and soon, so would we.
I'll write every week, I promise. And one day I'll come back and help make Mound Bayou even better.
You have to promise, James. Promise you won't forget us. The trains came, promising a better life up north. Better jobs, better schools, a chance to escape the hardships of the South. We called it the migration, but each ticket punched was a piece of our heart leaving, whispering, maybe I should go too? Even as a child, I felt the pull, the excitement of the unknown, the fear of being left behind. It was a feeling that would grow stronger with each passing year.
This town is our home, our legacy. If we all leave, what becomes of Mound Bayou?
But what future do our children have if we stay? The world is changing and we must change with it.
My son just left for Chicago. It breaks my heart, but I can't deny him the opportunity. Yet, who will be left to tell our story if we all go?
To herself. I love Mound Bayou, but is there more out there for me? As the train whistle blew in the distance, carrying away more of our people, I couldn't help but wonder, was this the beginning of the end for Mound Bayou? Or just another chapter in our long, proud history? The answer I would learn was far more complicated than I could have ever imagined. The trains kept coming and our people kept going. North to Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis. From the Delta mud to city pavement, our story spread. Mound Bayou's sons and daughters carried the pride of this town wherever they went. Another family leaving today, the Johnsons this time.
It's a shame, Sarah. Soon there won't be anyone left to remember the old days.
But we can't blame them for wanting a better life, can we? I watched as familiar faces became memories, their hopes carried away on iron rails and whispered promises.
The city is so big, Sarah. Sometimes I miss the quiet of Mound Bayou, but there are opportunities here I never dreamed of. Never forget where we came from. Mound Bayou taught us we could do anything.
I saw a black man become a judge today. It made me think of old Mr. Thompson back home, how he always said we could be anything.
Miss Sarah, why don't we have a judge here in Mound Bayou anymore?
Well, things change, sweetheart, but that doesn't mean they can't change back. This used to be Mr. Johnson's grocery. Now it's just empty. But as our people flourished abroad, Mound Bayou began to fade. The very success we achieved elsewhere became a double-edged sword, cutting at the roots of our origin. We can't just let Mound Bayou die. This town means something. It's living history.
I'm sorry, Sarah, but without people, without money, what can we do?
We can reach out to those who left. Ask them to invest back home. We can apply for historical preservation grants. We can...
Sarah, honey, I know you mean well, but sometimes you just have to know when to let go.
You're leaving too?
I don't want to, Grandma, but there's nothing left for me here. No job, no future.
And what about our history, our legacy?
What would you do, Great-Grandpa? How do we keep your dream alive? We faced a choice. Let Mound Bayou fade into history, or find a way to honor our past by building a new future. I reckon every story has its darkest moment. For Mound Bayou, and for me, this was it. Standing at the edge of town, suitcase in hand, ready to leave everything behind. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm sorry, Mound Bayou. I don't know what else to do. How many dreams did you hold, old friend? How many hopes have faded away?
Remember, child, no matter where life takes you, carry the spirit of Mound Bayou in your heart.
No, I won't run. This is my home, our home. In that moment, standing between what was and what could be, I made a choice. If we all leave, who will remember? Who will tell our story? It's up to us to keep Mound Bayou alive.
Sarah, honey, you're fighting a losing battle. This town's done for.
No, it's not. Not as long as we remember what it stands for, what it means to us. Each weed we pull is like pulling away the doubt. Each wall we paint is a new page in our story.
I haven't seen the town this lively in years. Reminds me of the old days.
The old days are our foundation, but we're building something new here, something for the future. Mound Bayou isn't just our past. It can be our future too. Come home. Help us rebuild. Is anyone even listening? Does anyone care?
Sarah, I saw your video. I want to come home. Help make things right.
James, James, there's so much to do, so much to rebuild. We're not just restoring buildings, we're restoring hope. We're reclaiming our legacy.
Miss Sarah, tell us again about how Mound Bayou started.
Well, it all began with a dream that we're still living, still fighting for every single day. Standing there, surrounded by the fruits of our labor, I realized something. Mound Bayou wasn't just a place, it was a promise we were keeping, not just to those who came before us, but to all those who would come after. I reckon time has a way of coming full circle. Here I am, gray-haired and wrinkled, watching Mound Bayou bloom again like a stubborn delta flower after a long drought. James, look, remember when this was all overgrown?
Hard to believe, sis. You've worked miracles here.
We all did. It's amazing what a community can do when it comes together. It's not just paint and mortar. It's hope made real. This center, it's more than just a building. It's a promise to our past and a gift to our future. It's a testament to what we can achieve when we work together, dream together.
You did it, little sister. You kept the promise I couldn't.
We did it, all of us, together.
Miss Sarah, my great-grandma used to tell me stories about Mound Bayou. I never thought I'd see it with my own eyes.
And now you're part of its story too, child. You see that mural? It shows our town's history. But you're its future.
Can we really be anything we want, Miss Sarah?
In Mound Bayou? Child, you can be everything you dream of and more. I never thought I'd see this day. Oh, Grandma, if you could see us now.
She sees, Sarah, they all do.
This town, it's more than just buildings and streets. It's a promise that we made to ourselves, to each other.
What kind of promise, Grandma?
That we can build something beautiful, something lasting. That we can overcome any obstacle if we stand together.
Mound Bayou, founded 1887, reborn every day.
That's right, baby. Every single day. We were never just a dot on the map. We were a promise kept that Black hands could build, lead, and thrive. Mound Bayou is not a ghost. She's a living chapter of the American story. And as long as her name is spoken, as long as her children remember, she will never die. Come on, little one. We've got stories to tell and dreams to dream. Our journey, well, it's only just beginning. In Mound Bayou, every hand tells a story. Every face carries a legacy. This is not just a town being rebuilt, but a community reborn. Mound Bayou was never just a place. It was a dream, a promise. And now, it's a legacy we pass on to the next generation. This is Mound Bayou, founded in 1887, still standing, still dreaming, and now coming full circle.
If you're still watching, that means you are interested, so please don't forget to subscribe.
This is one of the last all-Black towns in America. It should be bigger than ever, but it's not. And it might be because of the very movement we've always called a victory. Before we talk about what we lost, let's remember what we built. In 1887, our community worked tirelessly to develop a thriving settlement. No government handouts, no safety net. Just calloused hands, sharpened tools, and a vision. We had farms that fed families, banks that funded dreams, doctors who treated our sick. Our children learned from our own teachers. We weren't just surviving, we were thriving. But by the 1910s, a new road opened, and it didn't run through here. The Great Migration was calling. Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis. Cities where the pay was better. One by one, our neighbors left. They traded farmland for factories, wide porches for cramped apartments. But they said it was worth it. Worth leaving behind the town their parents had built from mud and sweat. When a community loses its people, it loses more than numbers. It loses its heartbeat. The shops closed. The churches grew smaller. The laughter on the porches became a memory. The Great Migration gave individuals a chance at freedom. But for towns like Mound Bayou, it left a slow ache. And yet we endure. Mound Bayou is not a ghost. She's still here. Our streets may be fewer. Our shops may be smaller. And through those who come back to honor. Did the Great Migration save us? Or did it leave towns like this to wither? If we built a town from a swamp once, what's stopping us from doing it again? The answer isn't in the past, it's in the choices we make right now. Mound Bayou's story isn't over. The next chapter won't be written by the people who left, unless they choose to come back. We were never just a dot on the map. We were proof, Ace. Proof that Black hands could build, lead, and thrive. And as long as her name is spoken, she will never die. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next video.